Waking up this morning as Jaylen Brown probably was eventful. That might be the best word for it. It might suck also because you helped lead a team to the finals for your first time since your rookie year or your second year in the league, and you were put in a trade for KD. The Nets did end up denying it, but at the end of the day, you still know your team was willing to trade you. If I were a Celtics fan, to me, this trade is a no-brainer. I love Jaylen Brown. I love Jason Tatum. I love all the guys that they have, including Marcus Smart. The reason the Nets ended up declining the trade was because they wanted Marcus Smart included in this. If I was a Celtics fan, then essentially I would feel like this trade is a no-brainer. I would take this trade in a heartbeat. And if I'm the Celtics GM, I'm gonna add Marcus Smart to that trade. I understand your team is predicated on defense, but I feel like they have enough defenders to end up being a defensive presence while having the offensive firepower with KD and Jason Tatum. Now, the original offer the Celtics made for KD was Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a draft pick to the Nets in exchange for KD. Again, there were reports that Brooklyn turned down this trade because they were asking for Brown, Marcus Smart, multiple draft picks, and possibly one additional rotation player. Now, looking at what Boston fans have been doing on Twitter this morning, it's shown that they're not really too keen on this idea, but I don't think it's because it's KD or because of what they're giving up. It's more or less the fandom for Jaylen Brown, and this kind of hurts a lot of NBA fans, a lot of NBA teams and things of that nature when it comes to trade rumors and trade scenarios, especially when it comes to a homegrown player that was drafted by that team. Fans and many supporters alike, they tend to not really want to trade the player, even if it is bettering the team, strictly because that player was drafted. It's almost like your first child or just a baby in general. You're having a child, raise him, her. You have a child, you raise him or her. And when they get to 18, at some point, it's like, you know, that's still my baby, but I gotta let them go. Not only for the betterment of their life, but just as a whole, the betterment of, you know, both sides of the coin. That might be a bad analogy, but whatever, y'all get the point. Now again, to me, this trade for KD, if I'm Boston, I add what the hell the Nets are asking for, because KD is a otherworldly talent. This is a top 2 player in the league right now. He could go get you 35 if he wants to, just because he competes with the best of them. He gonna talk his shit too. And again, to me, this trade is a no-brainer. At this point, it doesn't seem either of the two sides have made any ground, but I will say this, I wouldn't be surprised if nothing happens. Now, I understand KD is expecting a trade, he asked for a trade and everything, but again, at the end of the day, it is up to the Nets. We know that players, they're starting to do what's in the best interest for them, which they should. I'm always going to be pro player, but we always know the organization, as always, will do what's best for them as well. Now, it's highly unlikely that nothing is going to happen, because at the end of the day, like I said, this is a business. If Brooklyn does something like this to other superstars, this kind of business will seem shady, and it'll be harder for Brooklyn to attract guys in the future. Now, people, this is an underrated aspect when it comes to players and superstars requesting these trades that they are doing. I'm fine with it because I feel like initially when a player signs off on a contract, they're going into it expecting certain things that, of course, the organization promised and things that they know they're coming into. Now, when you get into that second, third, fourth year of your contract, you start to see the things that you were promised way back when you're not getting now. So I always understand when superstars do request a trade, they want to win. Winning is the #1 option. But as of right now, I think Boston might be the best suitors because they can use Jaylen Brown as a centerpiece for this trade. Jaylen Brown, again, like I said, waking up to this might have been eventful, might have been crazy. I'm sure his phone was blowing up, whatever. He only had 3 letters to say, essentially, on Twitter after he essentially heard the news about the Celtics offering him for a trade. And those letters or words, whatever you want to call it, was SMH, which of course we all know it means shaking my head. Now, the biggest factor to this that many people are forgetting and not really taking into account is the fact that Jaylen Brown has already previously discussed, you know, the disrespect he feels he gets from the Celtics fans. Now he knows that the Celtics organization put him in the mix of a trade, and he becomes a free agent in 2024. So all in all, at the end of the day, Jaylen Brown seems to not really feel wanted, and I think he'll end up leaving Boston, whether it's a trade or free agency when he becomes a free agent regardless. Now, to me, knowing that Jaylen Brown is a very intelligent person off of the court as well, I feel like he does know that this is a business at the end of the day, so he's not really taking any hard feelings too bad. Now, theoretically, I believe that if the Celtics want to hedge their bets and keep some of the players on their roster, what they can do is theoretically put Jaylen Brown in a trade up to 3 first-round picks as well as pick swaps for 2024 and 2026, and maybe to the Nets, that'll be sufficient enough for them to build a team, build a roster, and to be able to, you know, have the future just like a team like a OKC is when they got the picks for Paul George. Now, Al Horford, who's making $26.5 million, Marcus Smart making 17.2, Derek White making 16.9, Robert Williams, Grant Williams, and Peyton Pritchard are all movable players, but to be honest, I don't see Robert Williams, Grant Williams, or Marcus Smart being moved by the Celtics by any means. Derek White, it's a possibility. Al Horford, I'm not sure with the type of playoff run he came off of. He did a very efficient job in guarding Giannis. It's understood Giannis averaged what he averaged, but at the same time, Al Horford did do as well as a job as you can do on the defensive end against Giannis. Now, another team that I think is under the radar that I think should be a suitor and where I would like to see KD go the most is Miami. I want to see Tyler Hero get up out of there. I don't know what their contract situation is looking like, so I do got to do my research on that, but I know Miami and the Suns are suitors. Personally, I'd rather see him go to Miami. I think KD would look nice in that black and red, and it would be kind of dope to see him after LeBron. And those Skip and Shannon debates would be hilarious because Shannon's gonna be like, he's chasing the footsteps of old GOAT James, and you know, Skip's gonna do his thing. But in any case, that's pretty much all I got for you guys in this video. I didn't have much. I just wanted to chime in on what I thought about the KD trade rumors and where he's gonna go. Of course, it's the off season, so I'm trying to make as many off season kind of opinion and, you know, discussion videos as possible because, as you guys know, I do hoop discussions, hoop debates, things of that nature. So if you're not new, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button. Comment below where you would like to see KD go to the most. And if you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boys so you could join us in all the greatest hoop debates, topics, and discussions on the tube. And it's your boy TB. I'll be back with another one soon, and I'm out.